Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Unity for All. All right, so the recent debate going on is about antidepressant medications, especially in relation to the mass shootings or mass shooters over the last few years. So the people that are trying to present this are trying to make this into some simplified issue, and it is not a simple issue. First of all, these are, pay attention. You got people, if a medical compound is being presented in a positive way, it's called a medication. And if it's being presented in a negative way, it's called a drug. As soon as you hear the word drug, you already know what you're going to hear from that person. They have shut off all debate, all discussion. They have come to a conclusion, and they're not going to hear in your side of anything. All right. So my perspective is coming from the perspective of a nurse with 23 years experience, including psychiatric care and addiction, substance abuse treatment. Those have been included in my career. So that's in addition to having a history of depression myself, being bipolar, having friends that have struggled with depression over the years. All right, so I don't really want to hear anything at all from people that, have their medical understanding from Facebook University or Natural News Magazine or some garbage like that. You can take your St. John's wort and your valerian root, which I take, and just throw it out the window in this debate, because it's not going to help you. All right? If you want to have a debate, you need to bring more than that. Psychiatric issues are very complex. That's why research has been going on for over 150 years regarding them. This is why doctors spend years in school. Psychiatrists spend years in school to learn what they're doing, how to treat these things. That's why we keep doing brain imaging studies to understand the brain chemistry. All right? Everybody, the people that are against these medications want to throw them all into one big category and say they're all bad. No. Can some of them have adverse side effects? Yes, that's why they're called adverse side effects. Adverse. No one medication will work for everyone. That's why we've got so many different medications. If you're treating minor pain, for one person, aspirin works best. For someone else, it's ibuprofen. For someone else, it's Tylenol. Everyone is different. They're going to react differently to different medications. Now, one of the first things you have to look at is the fact that if a person winds up taking a psychoactive medication, there's a reason for it. They had depression. They have anxiety. Sometimes it's acute, short-term, related to life events. It's not going to fix their life events, obviously. All it can do is lessen the impact. Depression and anxiety are very frequently a cycle that perpetuates itself. The medication helps to interrupt that cycle. Another thing that you have to keep in mind with these medications is that a lot of them lower inhibition. for something like social anxiety disorder, okay, that's helpful. Or with any anxiety. With a lot of depression, you lower the inhibition level, you help to address that problem. Now, what people don't even consider or discuss is the fact that lowering the inhibition level also has the effect of lowering their inhibition to show their actual emotions. A lot of the time people hide their emotions for the benefit of family members, the people around them, or because of their family members or the people around them. Because they're so afraid of being judged. So, if you take away their fear of, their inhibition, then what you're seeing, the drug isn't causing the problem, it's revealing what was already there. We have a big problem in this country where people with any kind of psycho-emotional problem are judged, categorized, and instead of understood. We don't try to accept each other for who we are most of the time. You're looking to put everybody, you're turning them into clones, drones, and you try to tell them if you have this emotion, there's something wrong with you, and that's wrong. So that's not the person with those emotions that has a problem. If you're telling them that, that's something wrong with you, not them. Their emotions are their emotions. Treat them that way. Try to understand. Try to listen. Do I think that these medications are overused? Yes, I do think they're overused. Do I think they're all good? No, I don't think they're all good. Do I think Big Pharma is pushing these for massive profits? Absolutely. Do I approve of toddlers being medicated with psychoactive drugs? In the majority of cases, I object, yes. I also object to the fact that so many things are classified as disorders. If you're energetic and have a short term, if you have a short memory, then they'll classify you as ADD. If you're an introvert, they're going to say you're autistic or you have social anxiety disorder. These are all disorders. Every single human being can have some kind of disorder applied to them. Narcissism, Munchausen's by proxy, all this stuff. Obsessive compulsive disorder, if you like things being neat and clean. These are all considered disorders. They're only a disorder if they cause a problem in your life that interrupts how you live, how productive you are. If you can do your schoolwork or your work, or you can't stay within a relationship, and even that, okay, some people have a preference to bounce from relationship to relationship. Yeah, we define it as a disorder, but for them, okay, fine, they're happy that way. But if there's an underlying problem that prevents them from being able to stay in that relationship, then that is a problem. If they're just happy that way, then they're just happy that way. They need to be honest about it, but that's how they're happy. I wouldn't want to, get involved with them, but that's how they're happy. It's not me. I'm not going to judge them. I'm just not the same way. So we need to take another problem with these medications is that the access to therapy. The drugs will not, as I said, will not fix real life problems. But a lot of the time, insurance is not going to cover therapy. So the person winds up paying for the therapy out of pocket, or the insurance barely pays any percentage of it, and it's just too expensive, because therapy is very expensive. It's cheaper to prescribe and take the pills, and the insurance will cover the pills most of the time. But let's not discuss things like universal health care and expanded access to therapy, without breaking the bank. No, let's not have that discussion. Let's not have the discussion of, controlling access to killing machines like AR-15s, assault weapons. Let's not discuss, this argument about these drugs is coming partially from the left that wants to attack Big Pharma. Part of it's coming from the far right and that wants to divert the discussion away from controlling access to assault weapons. And now they've joined together for this discussion. I'll tell you what, get your priorities in order. Nobody has walked into a school and killed a bunch of people by firing a pill bottle at them. Let's discuss the medications after we discuss controlling access to assault weapons. Can you do that? Can you control your own impulse that long? The other option is, let's take away medications that help millions of people and make it harder for them to get the medications that help them. And take those medications away in the off chance that the medications have something to do with mass shootings. Then we get 5 or 10 years down the road, you got people with emotional disorders in massive numbers that are untreated. The suicide rate goes through the roof. And then we go, so you have no positive effects. And what do we, possibly the number of mass shootings goes up instead of down. What do we say then? Oops. Sorry. No. Then they'll just find something else to blame other than the assault weapons. No. It is time to have this discussion. It is time to address assault weapons. We can have the discussion about the medications after we deal with the real problem here. And yes, we need expanded access to mental health care. Yeah, we can have that discussion. Right now, we can have that discussion. But we need to separate it from the assault weapons issue, because they are not tied together, no matter how much the NRA, which is a terrorist organization, wants you to think it. All they're doing is trying to protect their profits. So, as far as real world problems, especially addressing young people, I'm breaking this up because it's so long. I'm going to make a second video, and that's going to discuss real world issues. Thank you very much for listening. Share this video, share this article, discuss these issues. Stop listening to the biased people that are trying to divert you from the real things that we need to be discussing. Thank you.